Junkyard Junkie, back here with another video. Today we're going to be working on this 2017 Toyota Prius. We're going to be replacing the rear brakes on it, so let's get started. With any Prius, you have to be aware that it is an electric braking system, so you always want to disconnect the battery, because if you don't and you accidentally open the door or have your keys too close or any of that, it could engage the piston in the caliper and then it could pop out while you're working on it. And that's a lot of money, and it's just a very good safety precaution to just follow these steps. So I do this as an extra precaution. I like to take the key, move it about 20 feet away or so. You don't have to do that, it's just something I've always done. Okay, so first thing you want to do is pop the hood. Your hood stand is right here, just unclip it. Okay, so on the newer Priuses, 2016 and newer, they usually put the battery right here in the engine bay, right here by the driver's side headlight. But if yours isn't here, then all you gotta do is check behind your back seat and it should be there. But now, this is a 10 millimeter. We're gonna take off the negative terminal. I'm just gonna tuck it down here. That way it doesn't touch anything. Okay, so now that we got your battery disconnected, it's safe to work on the braking system. Now, if you're not using an impact like me, go ahead and get you a 21 millimeter socket and a breaker bar and go ahead and crack them all loose right now, all your lug nuts. But since I am using a impact, I'm just gonna go ahead and jack it up. You wanna find a safe spot to jack. I like to use the pinch welds. As you can see, right here, put your jack right there. At this point, you can go ahead and scotch the wheels if you want, but it is a front wheel drive car, so the parking gear will keep it from rolling. Okay, so at this point, you never want to trust just the jack by itself. They can fail, and even though we're not going to be underneath the car, it can still cause damage with the wheel off. If the jack was to fail, the rotor come down, hit the pavement, then you need a new rotor. So now's the time to go ahead and put a jack stand underneath. Okay, now that you got it jacked up and got the jack stand underneath it, we're just going to go ahead and get off these lug nuts. If the wheel's stuck on there just like this, what you can do, turn around, give it a donkey kick. Pull it right off. Extra protection, slide the tire up underneath the car. Okay, so what we're going to do now, take out these bolts, 14 millimeter. If you see it spinning like that, we'll have to get a wrench on it. Okay, so you'll need a 17 millimeter wrench and break it free like that. At this point, it's hand tight. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing to this one underneath. Spinning too, so you just gotta put a wrench on there. Okay, so now we're just going to take this caliper off. Just rock it back and forth. We're just going to put it up here for now. This way it keeps, straying off this. You can also bungee cord it, and that's what I usually do. Okay, if you look here, something different than the front brakes, there is these little springs. Just pull those out. and keep up with them because they will have to go in the new ones. Now you just want to take a flat blade screwdriver, just pry these out. Okay, now we just get the other side. Pull that right off. Okay, so while you're in here, normally they'll give you new hardware. My kit didn't. But what you want to do is pull this out. Once again, take your flathead screwdriver. Okay, so we're just going to pry it out. The reason we're doing this is because while we're here, we're going to go ahead and clean out in these grooves and stuff. As you can see. So we're going to clean it up and then put it right back in. If you got a new pair, of course use the new pair. Use the good stuff, a little bit of brake clean. What I like to do is spray first, and then take a wire brush, just like this. We're just going to scrub it down. Try to get all that surface rust off. Try to hit it from every angle you can. You want to get this thing as clean as possible on both sides. This one actually doesn't look too bad from the get-go. Make sure to get it as good as you can. Then we'll give it one more squirt of brake clean. Okay. Now we can take our bracket, put it right back on there. Put it on there just like it was. Should just snap right back in. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the top. Just take a little flat blade screwdriver, we're going to pry it down. Comes off just like that. And now we're just going to clean it up. As you can see, that surface rust coming off. Don't inhale that. That is extremely bad for you. Okay, now that you got both sides nice and clean, you want to take a little bit of brake clean, and don't worry about it getting on the rotor. It'll dry up real quick. Okay, now what we're going to do is just stick this right back up here where it was. Pop right back into place, just like that. After replacing hardware, you always just want to spin the rotor, make sure that the hardware isn't interfering with your rotor. As long as you don't hear anything, you're good. You know, you should be able to tell if it's in the correct spot, but I have seen a lot of people have trouble with that, so I want to go ahead and mention it now. Okay, so we're going to look at the old brake pads versus the new brake pads. Okay, so now we're going to put on the new brake pads, and you always want to put this little indicator right here. This is what squeaks whenever your brakes get a little too low. You always want this on the back side where the caliper is, or the piston is, because that piston will always push that one forward, where if you put it on this side, it'll work if everything's working properly, like your caliper guide pins and all that, but if it's not, then you may not get that indicator, and you may wind up going to bare metal on the back side. and then you have to replace the whole rotor. So always put it on the back side. You're just going to line it up. Stick it in. Same with this side. You know, make sure it goes with the curvature of the rotor, because if you try and put it in like this, you can tell it's just not going to look right. Something looks off about that. So, you know, you should be able to make it through that. Just like that. These right here keep spring tension on it. Okay, so the next thing you want to look at is these caliper guide pins. There's one up top, one down below, and you should be able to move them freely. This one's kind of feeling gunked up, so we're going to clean it up. You just take it, pull it out of the boot like that. Go ahead and pull it all the way out. And as you can see, it's a little bit sludgy, so we're going to clean it up. Okay, so we're just going to take our caliper guide pin. We'll hose it down with some brake clean, because brake clean works on everything. We're just going to wipe it off real good. Okay, once you get it all cleaned up, use some silicone paste. I like this 3M. It comes with an applicator, but we're just going to give it a coat all the way around. You don't want gloops like that. You know, you want a nice layer, but you don't want it glooped in there. So just try to pick it up as best you can. Okay, now that you got a nice layer, you want to go ahead and put it back in. But now if yours came out and it was real hard to get out and you live in a rusty area, you may have to, you know, take your brush and scrape off any surface rust. And if it's too bad pitted, or, you know, it's just too marred up, you want to go ahead and get another one. But this one's okay to reuse. So to install it back in, it's very simple. All you're going to do, slide it right back in. You want this boot to come right over it. Just like that, snaps in there, should be able to turn it. I like to go back and forth a few times to get everything lubricated. It's already moving 1,000 times better than what it was. So now we're going to do the top, and I'm not going to record that. It's the exact same procedure. Okay, this is where rear brakes are different than front brakes. Instead of just, you know, compressing it in, you actually have to turn it in. Now you can use one of these tools. These do work. I prefer this. To me, this works a lot better, but this is a good, you know, backup tool. And I will try to put both of them in the video description. So if you need them, you can go check it out there. Okay, as you can see, it has 4 little cutouts right here. So you want to get a tool that'll fit that, just like that. We want to stick it on our tool. It has 2 little pins there, goes right in there. And then this little backing plate is like a brake pad. We want to stick it all in here. You have to go down further so you can get it in there. Now once you get it in there, make sure it's lined up. I can feel it slide into position. We want to tighten that as far as we can. And now then, you'll turn this, and then you'll back this up. It's just a go. You're just going to keep doing this until you feel it bottom out. And if you don't keep, you know, readjusting this part, it will get flimsy and want to pop out. Okay, once you got it fully compressed and you feel it bottom out, you'll feel great resistance. You're just going to take it, put it right back on. Now we just gotta stick our bolts back through. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to take the bolts, put a little blue Loctite on there, and all you gotta do, you get the bolts. Okay, once you got a little Loctite on there, we're just gonna line it up. We'll get started by hand and then we will do the bottom one. There we go. Get Loctite on the bottom one as well. Okay, now we'll just stick the bottom one in. Get it started. Okay, once you got them hand tight, this is where torque wrench comes in handy. The torque specs for these bolts are 27. So only get them hand tight because 27 is not much. And we'll just get in here. And you probably will have to hold it with the 17mm wrench. So we'll go in here, hold one hand on the wrench once it starts getting tight. And there you go. That one's properly torqued. And we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing. Get your torque wrench. Get on the bolt itself. We're going to hold this nut right here. There you go. Once you hear a click, it is properly torqued. Okay, we're almost done. We're just going to get our wheel. Line it back up. Go ahead and start our lug nuts. Okay, you want to get them all hand tight and get them started at least. That way you don't cross thread them, because with an impact gun, you mess up your lug nuts or your lug studs, you're going to be in trouble. So just get them all started. Now we can run them down with an impact and then torque them once they're on the ground. Alright, now you want to go ahead and take your jack stand out. And go ahead and lower the jack. Okay, all you gotta do now is torque those down to 77 foot-pounds and it'll be good to go. And that's all there is to it, to replacing these rear brake pads on this 2017 Toyota Prius. Remember, you always want to replace them in pairs. So we did the driver's side. I'm going to do the passenger side off camera because it's the exact same process. And then once you have everything torqued down to how it should be, when you get back in your car, you want to pump the brakes. Just keep pressing them until you feel them get stiff, and then you'll be good to go. Okay, now that you got your wheels properly torqued, all we got to do left is reconnect the battery. So just pull it back out. Make sure you get it on there good. Just go all the way down. And you're just going to tighten this back up. There you go. There's no play. That's it. If this video helped you in any way, please give me a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.